Yeah, it's the Archivist, y'all. Exclusively interviewing the newest part of Slum Village.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Yep.
And who is the dopeness, aka Detroit's Torchbearers, Slum Village.
Right. We started back in the 90s, and we have formed in different ways, many different times. And right now, you're looking at the newest formation of Slum. And, we got a mixtape coming out soon. Shout out to Mick Boogie, because he's going to be putting it together. And that should be coming out maybe in the next, I think March the 13th. Yeah. So look for the new. And that mixtape is like the Dirty District and Slum Village together. So we call it the Dirty Slums. And basically, it's featuring Big Pooh, it's featuring Focus, it's featuring Vice Verse, and it's featuring all of us that you see right here. And it should be a dope mixtape. I can't wait till that come out. We're here in Canada right now, and then we're going to shoot to South by Southwest, and then we're going to do a whole tour, and then, we're just working. That's what we've been doing.
Let's go back in time, T3, the start of the legacy. Share about Stanley's Cafe, 1515 Broadway, growing up in Conant Gardens of Detroit, Michigan, and H2O and Rat-a-tat-tat.
Yeah, you took me a little. First of all, before I go back, where is Michael J. Fox and my time machine? Because you went way back. Stanley's Cafe was a place where we used to do hip hop. It was a Chinese restaurant that on Sundays they let us do hip hop there. So everybody used to come through there. Then from that, we used to go to the hip hop shop after that. So then we did the hip hop shop, which was Saturdays. That everybody used to come through. And as far as H2O was my first group before I was in Slum Village. So me and Batin and YG was in a group called H2O. We was called Hard to Oppose. And it was kind of gangster. The songs, our first joint was called Tales from the East Side. Oh, you know this? See how you put the most stuff there, he didn't know. It's called Tales from the East Side. It's the E to the A to the S to the T to the S to the I to the D. D are the tales from the. That's how the hook was. And basically, we was just rapping hardcore because Batin was real gangster then. Because his name then was Scantless T. Yeah. So my name was, what was my name then? Reckless R or something. I don't know, man. We was going through our phases back then.
That wasn't documented, but Scandalous T was for sure.
Yeah.
And the open mic night, hosted by Proof, we're going way back. Share some of the best times and notorious battles that you guys have won.
A lot of battles came into the hip hop shop times. A lot of Eminem battles, a lot of Proof battles. Proof was he was a host, but he was the main freestyle guy that would just tear people to shreds. I remember this one where he battled this guy named T the Pimp. Shout out to T the Pimp. And basically the way it went down, he was like battling T the Pimp, and he said the pimp stands for Proof is my papa. And he put that in the rhyme, and he killed it. He just murdered him. And then everybody went, after that, T the Pimp didn't come back to the hip hop shop for months. It was crazy. That's just one of the that's what happened. That's a true story.
Here's a big one. The older days of Slum Village together, a memory that you can recall where everyone was together, one of the best songs you've created, and opening on the farewell tour for A Tribe Called Quest in 98.
Okay. That's we had a lot of memories together. Basically, our songs was based on comedy, so the thing that we would do mostly, more than anything, was just jokes, and more jokes. That's how we really wrote, like half of our songs was based on jokes and situations that happened. And basically, doing that farewell tour, that was big for us. That last tour with Tribe, Q-Tip was really looking out for us on a lot of stuff. You know what I'm saying? And then when we did that Volume 2 thing, when he announced that he was quitting rap, we had no idea he was going to do that on our song. And we didn't want him to do that on our song. But, I guess that's how he felt at the time. And it's a part of history.
And share about the days from Fantastic Volume 1, The Store, Record Time, The Cassette Tape, and J88, The Best Kept Secret, then on to Fantastic Volume 2.
Man, that's a lot. I'm trying to go back in the time warp. Okay, here we go. J88 was done in Europe. I think that was our first official deal, like of a release, a major release. And basically, what J88 was, we came up with like different code names of different groups that we wanted to do. J88 was one. We had another one called the V, but we never did do nothing with that. And then we had one that was called SV, which is ESSVEE. So those were our code naming groups. So the only code name album we came out with was the J88. So which was a dope album. It came out. A lot of people didn't even know it was us for a long time, you know. And that's how we first hooked up with Madlib. You know what I'm saying? And we didn't even know who he was at the time. It was just a random guy that the people who was putting them out say, you know what, I'm gonna have one of my cats do a remix on there. And we was like, okay, whatever. And then, you know, it happened to be Madlib. And then, you know, so it's crazy how things work out.
And singles for days from Selfish with Kanye West, John Legend, and Dwelle, Tainted, Raise It Up, and Faster with Colin Monroe.
Yeah, we did a lot of girl records through the course of time. We got a lot of girl records, and we found a niche, you know, a new formula that worked for us. That I guess kind of came from the old school, some certain old school cats like Heavy D and stuff like that, who was doing those kind of girl records. But we found a new twist to do it because we wanted a record that could possibly, you know, touch the masses. And Slum Village, let's face it, we was female driven. A lot of our records were like that. We always talked about women in our records, in all type of ways. So I guess with all our singles, they have been girl records. But I don't know. Right now, I'm trying to change that with the new format of Slum, because even though we're so girl heavy, but it was working for us. It definitely was a plus working with Kanye and seeing Dwelle come up with his first major release, and you know, all that. You know what I'm saying? Those were great times for us. But now we just focusing on getting this new legacy going. And basically, the formation of how this came together, it's just family. RJ been around since Trinity. You know, Illa grew up listening to us, while we was in the basement doing Slum Village Volume Nothing. Before it was Volume 1, he heard all the music. Then, you know what I'm saying. But back then, I always tell the people back then, Illa wanted to hoop. That he had hoop dreams. So he was all about basketball. We used to ask him like, Illa, man, well, John, man, you want to rap? Nah, man, I'm basketball. He used to be outside all day, hooping. He's still a hoop fanatic, but he don't hoop as much.
And the last question regarding the old Slum Village, more on the discography from Trinity, Present, Future, number 5 on the Billboard, Detroit Deli with the bonus DVD in Slum Village, Manifesto, Dirty District, and onto the new version, Fantastic 3 and Dirty District 4 with Mick Boogie. Share on the new projects.
Okay, I'm going to let them talk because I did all the talking. Let's talk about the new projects.
This new project. Dirty District, Volume 4, Slum Village, Mick Boogie presents the Dirty Slums. It basically consists of Slum Village, the 3 members, and the extended family, Focus, rapper Big Pooh, and vice versa. And basically what we wanted to do was keep it to a minimal so we could take it on the road. You know, a lot of times with compilations, you got 75 people and nobody can go on tour, so that's what we wanted to do. And also make it a slumish mixtape, but not necessarily slum. You know what I'm saying? So we got myself doing most of the production and Focus. We got Skyzoo and a couple other people, Dayla, and you know, other features. And it's coming out March 13th. So when we go down to Atlanta for the release party, we shooting a video. The video should be out in a couple weeks. So
very nice. One of the first videos to come out. Share as well as the solo projects you guys have from Olio, Illa J's Your 4 Past Midnight, RJ, Seventh Son with Shine and Cold World. What else is dropping? What are the fans saying?
I'm gonna let you handle that one, Illa.
I mean, pretty much, like we've been dropping a lot of projects and we got a lot of new stuff coming. Like I said last year, you know, like you were saying, like 4 Past Midnight, all produced by Young RJ, and you know that was like a team effort. Like it was like, when I came back from from Cali, moved back to Detroit. You know, I was doing my thing or whatever, but it's like once I came back, you know, to the camp or whatever, it's almost like, you know, they put me in training camp. You know, really helped, you know, hone on my skills and everything. So it was like, you know, it was really dope. Like I made a lot of progress over the last like year and a half or so. So it's like, you know, I'm thankful to have, you know, people like that in my corner, because, you know, I could have people that's just like, yeah, that's dope, and it's not dope. You know what I mean? So, you know, like, I appreciate that, because, like, you know, because of that, now, you know, I made a lot of progress. So, you know, definitely looking forward to, you know, my next solo project. Almost, you know, just working on it piece by piece. But, you know, you know, but for right now though, more importantly, you know, it's the Dirty Slum project, and you know, the Slum project. But I mean, obviously, you know, everybody got their solo project. Like T3, he put out Thriller, but, you know, he's gonna put out another solo project. Jay, Vice, me. So, you know, we all working on our solo thing. But right now, it's, you know, it's about the team thing for sure.
And now you're in Slum Village from when we last broke off in our last interview. And now you're here, man. You know what I'm saying? You were telling me about it, and then now we're here.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy. For me and Jay, we've been, you know, it's like we've been around since the beginning. So, you know, it's like people like, it's almost like in a weird way we were all almost members anyway, in a sense, because it's just fam anyway. So it's like it's in the blood. Pretty much we like the new generation, and then, you know, and it's like 3 been killing it forever. So it's like just putting everything together, and, you know, like I said, we had a lot of ups and downs. You know, we like this group done been through some stuff. So
Definitely.
But I mean, like, I feel like we back strong, and, you know, I know Dylan and Batem will be proud.
Definitely.
That's all we was doing today.
And Europe, how did it go? Any highlights?
We always have fun on the road. You know, I don't like to talk about much what we do on the road, but I'm gonna say this: a lot of drinks, a lot of partying. You know what I'm saying? What we need to do though, but now that we, you know, working on this new Slum project, this you know, this fantastic Volume 3. We've been talking about this. It's been floating around. So, but it's a certain way we want to put this project together. It has to be done right, and I mean, you know, I think it's gonna happen. It is gonna happen in due time, and it's not gonna be a rush job. We definitely gonna take our time, and you know, and people will see the new legacy of what Slum, you know, has to offer. You know, I feel like it's only natural for us to keep growing. You know what I'm saying? Maybe in about 4 years, I won't even be in Slum no more, just because it has evolved beyond me being like an MC or something. So it's just about the evolution of the group, and being that Slum Village is one of the first rap group that I know of who got signed to a major deal and got major publicity from Detroit, Michigan. You know, we said a lot. That's before Eminem. That's before a lot of things. We pioneered that, doing underground hip hop music, and you know, that's something that we always want to be proud of. I feel like there's talks about doing a museum, like a museum of artists that paved the way for Detroit music with the new generation. Like we got the old stuff, but they talking about doing it, and, you know, and we definitely one of the pioneers of that legacy. So I'm happy. I'm excited about the new project. We working.
In the history of Slum Village, the best tour and largest crowd you've ever rocked?
The best tour for me personally was when we went with D'Angelo on a Voodoo tour. I wouldn't say that's the largest crowd we ever rocked, but that was the best tour. It's because I was just a super fan of D'Angelo's Voodoo album, and we was over in Paris. And I remember this time I fell in the audience. I remember one time I fell in the audience, and it was just nothing but girls' hands all over my chest. Like, I was like, man, this is the life. Is this how it is singing? This is the life. That's one of the best tours for me ever of all times.
And the largest crowd, like number-wise?
The largest crowd would probably be one of a festival or something we did overseas or something, or that I could just think of offhand. We did a lot of large crowds, but yeah.
And how do we save hip-hop, and how do you feel about it today, and what needs to change?
I don't think hip-hop is dying today, like it was back when people were saying hip-hop is dead. I think that it's a lot of dope artists around. You know, you got to search a little harder. But I feel like, if you just keep giving the music out, the thing is this: with hip hop artists like myself, sometimes with the good music, we kind of slow with putting the music out. You know what I'm saying? Like, say for instance, Slum Village. It used to take us 2 years to do an album.
Yeah.
Easily. Now RJ would always want us to do it quicker, and his pops.
Yeah.
But it don't always work like that. If you take a group like The Roots, it took them about how many years each album? At least 2 to 3 years. So I mean, with good music, sometimes it just take. But now, so what happened was, artists that was just okay, they were just flooding the market, and that's how they got ahead of kind of just the dope stuff all the time. But so we learning to do a little bit of this and that, a little faster, and still come with good quality music.
And for each of you, the best hip hop memory you've been part of or contributed to.
Me, my best hip hop moment was 2 of them. One was when I did the songs with Dilla. To me, that was like the stamp of approval from him, because most people know that like Dilla not gonna just rap on anything. You'll get a beat from him before he'll rhyme on your shit. So for him to be like, okay, I'm gonna do these songs and I'm gonna do them for free, just because, you know what I'm saying, I fucked with the music, was like the stamp that your production is there for me. The second one was De La, when I produced for De La, because I had looked up to him, and in some groups you'd be like, well, I ain't gonna never get a chance to work with him. And when I did the tracks for them, they was like, man, you know what I'm saying, we need that sound. And since I was mentored by Dilla, you know what I'm saying, everybody in Detroit looked up to Dilla. So for them to say, we need that sound, and then pick 2 of the joints, and them was like, from what I've heard, the one of the best joints on the album. You know what I'm saying? That was like, you know what I'm saying, a big hip hop moment for me.
I mean, for me, I would say, like my first time recording, my bro had me come out to the studio, record my first verse. Like, this was back when I was like 13. I was super amped about that, and it was like cause I had been writing for a long time, but that was my first time actually getting to, like the art of recording, and which it is actually an art to recording, not just, you just write it and say it, but it's so much more to it than that. But it was like, that was like beginning for me, and I would say second to that, hip hop wise, I would say watching Busta record. Like, it was just bugged out to me. Like, I was like, 'cause that was, like, other than Slum, pretty much, like, Busta, that was one of my favorite rappers coming up. So it's like, to see him record live, it was crazy to me. I'm like, man, it's all this energy coming from this calm dude. He calm, but he's like, this energy coming out crazy. But, that. And then, I mean, honestly, right now, more than anything, working with Slum, like, that's big for me, like, on the real, so.
Oh, me? Well, I don't know. Some great moments was just the old house, man, where Dilla used to stay. The old house on Nevada, man. There's so many classic moments that happen in that house, from Erykah Badu making tea for everybody, which is just outrageous, and from Pete Rock coming down there making beats from scratch in the basement to, because this isn't the hood of Detroit. You know what I'm saying? People knew who was in the basement. You know what I'm saying? But then after a while, people did start to know. But they knew, they respected. Even the drug dealers respected. Don't touch that house. They had the glow on it. You know what I'm saying? Just a lot of classic moments in that house. From us making our volume 1 there. All that. So just the house on Nevada, just a lot of stuff.
And reflecting on Dilla's day and Dilla's legacy of Slum Village, do you guys have anything to share?
I mean, I say this about Dilla's legacy is the fact that his music is timeless, and that you can see the TLC that he takes in his music. Even now, with years, you know what I'm saying, you can still hear the, just that. And I just know that how incredible he was. He was like a genius on a music tip, because he can make anything out of anything. You know what I'm saying? But that's why I feel like this effect is gotten so big. It get bigger and bigger each year. the Dilla effect, and, you know, and we all are a part of it. You know what I'm saying?
Number one, would there be a Young RJ? Would there be a Black Milk? Would there be a YG or any of these other Detroit producers if there wasn't a Dilla? Would there be a Barack Records, you know what I'm saying, or a Neostra Music without Dilla? Dilla was the one that gave us our first start. So anytime we can do something to uphold the legacy, you know what I'm saying, that's what we're gonna do and pay respect, you know what I'm saying, to a guy I feel like is my brother. I watch this man make beats in my living room. Ain't too many people that can say they seen Dilla make beats in the living room. You know what I'm saying? As a kid, I'm walking by and seeing him in the corner on the SP200 making beats. You know what I'm saying?
I remember that.
So, you know, like I say, it's in me. You know, it's in all of us. And, you know, without Dilla, I know I wouldn't be here. So.
Yeah, I mean, like, same thing with him. And it's like one thing, I take from all of that. It's like my bro's like work ethic. It's like, you know, like he definitely put the work in. It's like, you know, it's like a lot of producers out here today, like they think they be doing it, but they don't be doing it. They already got kits and stuff. You know what I mean? Like they ain't doing the extra homework and going and listening to all these records and finding all the clean drums and taking all the hi-hats out, like literally manually doing it. Not I'm gonna buy a kit off of Pro Tools. No, actually chopping it up. Like, you know what I mean? Like the actual work, like putting that work in. But like, yeah, I mean, I just like, that's one thing I say for my bro is that work ethic. And not only that, you know, one other thing I'm pretty sure Dilla would say, you know, work hard and not only that, you know, have fun with it, but not even that though. Do you. Like, you know what I mean? Like, don't, you know what I mean? It's like, it's good to be influenced, but at the end of the day, you know, be you. Don't be afraid to, you know, he would do that, but you know what? I want to do that. Do you. You know, if you want to add the funny sound and snare, I mean, it might sound funny to me, but if you like it, shoot, you do it. You do the funny snare beat. But, you know what I mean? Just, yeah.
And you guys have anything to say to Canada?
Yeah, we always have fun in Canada. You know, Detroit is right there. So we go to Ontario. Was that Ontario right there? Windsor, yeah. We go to Windsor all the time, but I haven't been in a while because Canada has got strict with those passports. You used to be able to come to Canada without a passport. You got to get a passport these days, but we happy to be here all the same, Canada. We love y'all. Deuces, we out. Slum Village.
And you guys have any shouts?
I don't have no shouts. Nobody. You?
And thanks to Donnelly Group and Lisa Max. And this is The Archivist, and you already know the name, y'all.
Slum Village, baby.
Dilla.